I will change my question then. Like, okay, what is your ideal work environment, but also what kind of ideal work environment you would like to give to people when you have certain
Level.
high career goal?
Actually, I haven't thought about um that, like what about the principal or like a specialist, because it's not like s- mm, I don't know, because specialist it seems like a very individual, but like
Yeah.
I would like to talk about how I think about ideal boss or
Yeah.
like ideal manager of the
Mm.
team.
Mm.
I think my ideal manager is like I want to have the person. I mean, it would be really great to this person know what the like a lower level is doing properly. So they have a like not like every single detail, but like understanding what they are capable of
Yeah.
and what they are interested in, and also like that's the most important thing. And the second thing is that if I think about the team leader, not only department leader but like the project leader or something, then I think I like to have a team leader, project leader who is very decisive
Mm-hmm.
and like can be bossy, but if he or she does know what she is doing,
Yeah.
he is doing, then they can be bossy to me. And like I because I'm not a junior but I'm not a senior either, I'm like in the middle, and I want to learn a lot from my senior level. So
Wait. Oh, then like, what do you mean, like bossy? Like, do you want to include some type of micromanaging style as well, or?
I wouldn't say micromanagement, but like for example, I like to have the deadline of the task. Like for example,
Oh,
when
okay.
not like this, for in the meeting, let's say we have like 5 different tasks, and of course like we can say, oh, who wants to take this task, he or she can ask like in the teams. But the thing is, if she or he has good understanding on what people are capable, because people are shy in group, like they don't want to be outstanding, they don't want, because who wants to take this task, then nobody say me, because it's a task, it's additional work. So like if he or she scope out this task and distribute it really well, and giving this task is like, okay, the acceptance criteria, for example, like this task will be done if you can bring me, like it's dedicated work, if you can bring me this to me, like well explained task and the deadline.
I think that's really, really important to me as well, because for me, like good manager type is definitely someone like who is encouraging, and also who has some kind of patience to be able to wait that I or other colleagues and other people could bring some solutions. But at the same time, as you mentioned, the bossy type of manager, like who already know the clear timeline and who already know what kind of responsibility they want me to take. And if they make it clear, I also don't mind like if they have a little bit of bossy type. But for me, I think the most important thing is if they have this encouraging like vibes, and if they would like to hear about my difficulties to find a solution or building my career, like like definitely if they are willing to make me grow, I think that is the important thing. And actually I think we do have
similar
preference,
perspective.
and also this is something like the direction I want to be.
Me too. I want to know what my colleagues are doing, so I can ask like whenever I need some help, or I can give some support whenever they need the support too. But also like, because I'm not that, as you know, I'm not that emotional person, and so I don't really get hurt.
I don't have emotion.
I'm a robot. Yeah, so I don't get hurt by someone's word, So because like, especially in the discussion, in some discussions, the discussion can be really, really hard too, and at some point you might hurt other people's feeling. But to be honest, for me, it's totally okay to do that in discussion. But what I really dislike about in the work culture is work environment is like getting on personal. Like if someone get on me personal, that's like we can, I can shout to you, you can shout at me because of the discussion, but we don't get on personal, But if somebody does that, that is, for me, it's no go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like you and me, we are just colleagues. We talk about the discussion.
Yeah,
we talk
same.
about our work only.
Yeah, like also as a designer, like, because of this, like the job and the work what I'm doing, we also need to take a lot of criticism and a lot of feedbacks. Like it can be subjective, and I also had like a little bit of hard times when I started my career as a designer in the beginning, because it was a little bit difficult to accept as a work way. And now it's really clear that I also need to be able to separate it in this work and the personal life, right? And then this criticism is always feeding me, of course. So this is also very, very important skill that, like, also for your work and also my work, that also if I work with the people who don't take like those kind of criticism as a personal, it's much way smooth. It's much way efficient, and it can be more direct. Because that definitely, that's what I wanted to highlight too. Like it's like criticism can be good and can push like your work, like push the efficiency, but it shouldn't be on personal. And like I think do you get hurt by this kind of criticism? Like I mean, I can't say no because also, even though it's a criticism about working and not for my personality, but this is also what I created. So of course, if like people doesn't like it, it can be a bit, like ouch feeling, but it's fine. It's fine because I think that that is also the journey that I need to take to reach to the same moderation and the same agreement in terms of design, and I mean, this is really necessary, of course, and but also I wouldn't say I never heard by that.
Of course, you are human. You're not a robot. All right. Also, another thing what I dislike. I mean, I think I don't really have like that much preference, but I have like this point that I really dislike about. One of the thing is of course get on personal, but another thing is not appreciating my time. For example, when somebody needs support, then if somebody needs my support, then it has to be well explained. So it has to be like this explanation process should be as short as possible. It shouldn't take my time. But I hate this kind of stuff. Like, for example, I need your help, and then I text back, what kind of help? Then I have to toss it, back and forth. It's already you could have done it by yourself by just explaining. And for me, if I tend to people like I tend to do like in this way. If I need some support, I say, I need support on this topic, and the task is like that, and it will take 2 hours in total. Can you please do that? Do you have capacity to do? Then like you see in one look, oh, okay, I have 2 hours in this week for this task or not. You don't need to spend additional time for not, which is not your work.
Yeah.
So I think so this is what I'm saying, like how appreciating others' time.
Yeah, I think that's very, very essential thing to do in the workplace. Like, I mean, of course, everyone's work preference is different, but I think you and me is like kind of similar in that way, because like explain everything at once, and if they already exactly know what they want from you or from me, it's not only saving their time, also it's saving our time, and it's more like win-win situation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people doesn't do that. You know, I get super angry every time I get message. Han, I need your support. Or Han, can you help me? You know, this if you need my help, like describe the hours. I don't know if I have enough time for your task because I don't know. I don't know like what support I can give.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't want to give the support.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like but I think it's just whole process. That's why the briefing is really, really important. And also, even though you don't know exactly what kind of goal for this help or for this task, you will figure it out together. But I think at least the briefing is the most important part. I would say. What do you think?
Well, can you repeat it again?
I was saying, because we were talking about this timeline when you ask help for other people. So I think that's why the briefing format is really, really important.
Do you have this kind of template at your work? I really want template for this.
We do.
Oh, really?
We do. And my previous work we didn't have, so we created for efficiency, and was much better. And also I kind of needed to ask to people every time, but I would need this from you. So eventually we created kind of the template and essential requirement. But so we do have.
That's very nice, which I can adopt in my work environment. Like
I think that will be definitely helpful, and because then to other people who doesn't do same work with you, so for them it's better understanding for them it's easier to understand what kind of requirements you need as an engineer or researcher. So that is also good thing to, I don't know, like getting to know each other's job, basically.
It's like I wanted to use some kind of Jira, I'm not sure if I can say the name, but like this agile board, in work, but it's also like kind of hard to adopt the new methodology because like for example, if the team is very young, then it's easier to adopt the new technologies or new softwares. You know? But if the team is not too young or like in various, then like especially seniors, they don't really like to change how way of working. But anyway, so it's like it needs some agreement to, like within the colleagues to make a better working environment. So actually I have another question to you about in terms of career goal. Like I wanted to ask that, but I forgot it. So in your career goal, like do you work on your career like additionally of your beside your work, like which means like do you do any studies, or like how would you developed or improved on your career?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. And I think what you need to study to make your career better, and those kind of thing is, you know the best, and what you need more is, you are the person know the best. Like for example, we are living in Germany, so the language wise, okay, like learning language is also definitely one part of the career building. And like also
Yeah,
like just
that's true.
yeah, like as a designer, like even just learning the new tool in your free time, or like studying a little bit about how like coding works, it definitely help. So those kind of small topics or small interests that you might wonder while working, oh, actually, this would be really helpful if I know a little bit more knowledge. Then I would just dig in. Like it doesn't need to be like taking course or something, but I most of the time I just do quite a lot of research and just like translate it to my I don't know, like into my notebook or something, and like, like cleaning up what I need to remember, because you don't need all information for you. So I think this is also important, that you should kind of know what you need to take and what you don't need to take. But currently I'm learning German to understand more like culture wise, and understand.
I think that's very important to know the language, to speak their language, especially if you are in that country. You know, and
because because
that's very important.
Also this is because we are living in Germany. But second thing is it also saves some time if you don't need to use translation application every single time. So yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. And also like, I had interested in learning code, but this is like a little bit second or third priority to me.
Yeah, I think like language is definitely a high priority for both of us, because like we are also kind of, I wouldn't say greedy, but like, you know, we have like, we are let's say ambitious. We are ambitious in terms of career.
I think we are greedy. Are we not?
No, I'm saying we are ambitious. We are ambitious in terms of a career, and I think it's like, if we are thinking to live, I'm not sure where I will be in 5 years, to be honest. But if I want to live in Germany, then I have to speak German to be some certain level. You know, it's
true.
easier. It's much easier for building up your career.
Yeah. Are you learning German, or like what are you?
Yes.
What are you taking? I don't know, like studying or different courses, because I do remember you wanted to do like Python like a few years ago.
Python I did. Yeah, Python I finished.
Oh, great.
For me, for example, German, I do it daily base, because I have this, like, I downloaded, I recently changed my German learning strategy, and I downloaded another app, because I finished this one app that I had, and this app is actually, this is stupid, it's a like lock screen.
Okay.
It supports only Android, I think. Yeah. So there's a, like, how do you say, the vocabulary on your lock screen.
I can't use it then.
You cannot use it, unfortunately. So every time you open your phone, you can do like a vocabulary, like short vocabulary session, because it's like swipe, like vocabulary Tinder.
Oh, you know? That's great.
Yeah. So like it's not only good for learning German, but also reducing my phone, like dependency on my phone is also good too, because it's kind of annoying to do every time, so you don't really see your phone without having purpose.
I see. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
good
pretty
though.
good. And this is like what I'm doing in daily basis. And I'm taking a course from my company weekly, once a week. And
How's
yeah,
it
beside
going?
that, it's just pretty good. And I think I can, yeah, actually living in outside of Berlin in Germany helped
Yeah.
me a lot to work on my German skill. And besides that,
Mm.
I try to like if I give an advice to the junior engineer or like who is looking for the job as like it's me, then I can definitely recommend that going to the exhibition. Like if they want to work in the product design field, that, like especially pharmaceutical, then they go to the like exhibition like a pharma mess, and then they can see like a lot of products, and then they can meet a lot of people and talking to people. That is the first key. And another one is like when I'm using, like for example, I'm using SolidWorks as a CAD tool, but like if I see another program that I try to learn, I try to get an understanding, so I can see that which software tool can improve my work efficiency. You know, that one what I'm doing. And another one is I try to research a lot of I try to follow the market trend.
Yeah, I think
So,
that's
yeah.
really, really something that we can't underestimate, because like nowadays there is so much information we need to follow up, like also from just search engine, but also from social media channel. However, I think we still need to follow like those kind of things, because otherwise, yeah, like we still need to yeah. I don't know how to finish, but like my
We
main
have to follow
my
it.
main point is this new information and the new trends, and
We're already lost in this, you know.
it's
Just by
always
thinking it.
it's always important. But also what I always think is, okay, following the trend and the new things is really important in this world. However, I think we also need to have some kind of moderation between new trends and or current thing, or even can be the past, because like even in brand field, like if you remember, I don't honestly, I don't know if we can mention the brand name, but for example, Burger King, if you know Burger King, so they had
Of course.
yeah, so
I live in small city, but it's not like in the jungle or something.
Yeah.
So we have Burger King.
So my what I wanted to say was the Burger King, they redesigned their logo like last year,
Really?
last year or 2 years ago. And the funny thing is, this logo is actually they were using longer than what we used to see. So yeah, so their current logo they adapt quite recently is just a little bit of modification by really past logo design. So if you see this case, and there are so many this kind of case also in brand design and the logos, then you kind of want to know why they want to go back to their past logo, because that works, and also because of the trend change. Like
retro.
yeah, this retro trend. That's why we always need to think about this moderation between new trends, but also we should be able to look back our past, what kind of history we have went through. But maybe this is just my thing, but I just wanted to brought up this big example, because then it's easier to
I think like following up is like no matter regardless of what kind of job you are working on, but following like a current phenomenon in your sector is really, really important to build your career. Then because like building up your career, for me, building up your career has to be very active, not passive way. And if you don't know about, if you don't have any market understanding or trend and understanding on trend, then you can only be passive in your work.
That's really true.
That's why I wanted to highlight this one. So
that was very great topic actually.
Yeah, so young designers and young whatever follow up. That's the key to our audience.
Actually, we prepared like more topics for today's episode, a career and job. But actually, we are already past that 1 hour.
Yeah. So I would like to talk about like comparison to working in Korea and Germany really short, because I think like our audience will be wondering about this topic too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's just us, but I hope.
Maybe it's just us.
Yes.
So like you worked in Korea too, and
Yes.
you work in Germany in many places.
Mm.
And how would you compare? Like, what kind of size of company did you work in Korea, and how can you compare in Germany? Like, is it similar?
So basically, I only have worked in pretty small size company, also in Korea and also in Germany. So this is something I also wanted to experience. I also want to experience in the future, working in the big corporate in any other countries. However, I think I was pretty lucky when I worked in Korea, because the company atmosphere and the environment was really, really young and flexible. So
so it was like a startup then.
it was really early stage of startup, and so for me, maybe I'm not a good example to explain many things about Korean work and German work environment comparison, because so I had a lot of freedom to create something, and I was working in very, very designer dominant environment.
Oh.
And also the working time was 10 to 5 p.m. It's
Really?
Yeah, it was. So
you sure you were in Korea?
exactly the reaction. So I can't really compare.
You work more here.
But I think maybe for me the biggest difference is, one thing is I think everyone, so German companies in general, I think is more horizontal. So there is not much strict
Hierarchies. Yes.
So
that's for sure.
everyone is treated as the same individual. So you can have the same voice in terms of your new ideas. And if you have any ideas, you can always propose, and your boss or supervisor, they will take this as serious way. That is something I'm really appreciate about in working in Germany. But like also because I mostly work in startup and the small size of company, of course this team was very intimate and everyone were really, really, really willing to help each other. But I'm actually very, very curious about your experience, especially working in Korea, because you definitely work in different environment, I thought. Like, how was your experience working in Korea, or how do you see biggest difference?
To be honest, I can't really compare one-to-one from Korea to Germany, because like the size of company and the job, like because as I said, I was working in non-profit area, and here I'm working for the company, like a very commercial company, and so I can't really say one-to-one, you know. But the thing is, I can compare in general in my field, because I worked with other company too, and I was also like a part-timer in other company in Korea, so I can like roughly compare, you know. I can roughly compare, and the I would say just like pros and cons, because I don't want to
that's true.
say that I would say it's a pros and cons. And like for example in Korea, working like is, I would say it's like easy. Working in my field is easy means that you don't have to stress too much. It means, it depends on the stress, but it means you don't have to be stressed out too much on your project, because you don't have much freedom, because your boss will anyway give you the task and you can do the task only.
So there's not so much new challenges.
That's true. There's not many new challenges, but also it's very efficient work. So you don't get stressed by the process, like uncertain process, which is good.
Yeah.
But if I think of like Korean culture industry in my field, is because we don't really have R&D sector, and it's more like a quality related, and like I'm talking about just normal companies, like the industry in Korea, like a quality team or like restricted team or productions, because our industry is depending on that. That is why we have this kind of structure, like a kind of hierarchies and like the strict process to follow. But on the other hand, in Europe or in Germany, for example, Germany is known for restricted process and strict process. But if I compare to my country, it's not really though. What I'm saying, there's a more flexibility, and also, I would say, as you said, you can raise your voice, that is really good. But on the other hand, like to finish some work, it takes longer. It takes longer than it's supposed to be, because everybody has their own will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have this saying. I would just say in Korea, it's like 사공이 많으면 배가 산으로 간다. 이게 like this. Yeah. Yes. This means like if like I think there's a similar idiom in English. It's about like a chef. Do you? I would just like search it really quick.
Yeah. But like we say that a lot in Korea, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't really know if there is the exact same meaning.
In English it says if too many cooks spoil the broth. Yeah. Which is exactly the same. But but I feel that. So the pro is like you can raise your voice and you can have a lot of challenges which improves you. But on the other hand, too many cooks spoil the broth.
Oh yeah. I think it's really important that involving all different stakeholders in the beginning process. However, I think it's also really important that if you already know what kind of stakeholder should be there and like how they can contribute for each part. I think if everyone knows what they need to do, then the broth could be fine. Yeah. But if
it's an idea, but that's only in ideal way. It's only in utopia. It's not working. It works very well in practice. In theory, never work in practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, actually, that could be. I'm still okay. We both work in here, but. Like sometimes if I think about how people work in Korea, I'm still very impressive because they work very hard and very fast.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, efficiency. But the thing is, like, efficiency cannot, I would say efficiency cannot exist with flexibility or freedom. If you have too much freedom, which means, like, for me, efficiency is like you follow the process, the protocol. Yeah. That's efficiency. So but you cannot have the protocol for everything, But in Korea, it's possible because you don't have many freedom, and you don't need this many freedom or many protocol in different sector, because like our industry is not really focused in R&D only.
Yeah, that really makes sense actually.
So that one we wanted to talk about, and I hope this is enough answer to compare, like, and I hope like nobody get offended by our answers, to be honest, because it's like 100% our like very subjective point of view and opinion. So if you have other opinion, you're right.
Of course, like there's no right answer about it. It's just based on our thought and based on our experience, and I kind of like, again, we can't really compare which work environment is the best for us, but obviously it has definitely pros and cons at the same time.
So you have to find your like ideal working environment. It's
For
like
sure.
there's no paradise for everybody, but like there's definitely better one. And I think I like the flexibility, I like the freedom too. But what I think about my job, like the most important about my job is like challenging and like chance to raise up my voice. So that's why.
That reminds me of the first intro from you. Hi, I'm Han. I like challenging.
See, that represents me so well. So it was a nice intro. Thank you.
Yeah, that is I mean that's definitely one of the values in your life, right? So I think it's also important from your career and job. I don't know about it. But yeah, like Han, it was definitely fun conversation today. I really enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, it was. Although we got stressed out by like our work sometimes a lot. Actually, this is like, this is the second show we did it. We couldn't really do it from like planned day because of the stress from the work. So I was okay. We are talking about career, and if you have like a lot of a lot of things going on, then let's talk about it on Saturday. And it's really nice to talk about this now because it clears my mind,
For sure.
So I really enjoyed to talking with you. And
me too.
like, sorry that I forgot to bring any beers or drinks today.
Oh, actually, same, same here. We didn't introduce our drinks today.
Yeah, because I was drinking just water. It's like, I think it's too much to drink from like noon.
Yeah, I had some coffees and water as well.
So I think our next episode will be talking about place. Or
yes, place.
If I remember correctly. So yeah, I guess we also have a lot of topics to talk about too, because that's why we chose this, right?
Yeah. Place, and we're very, very looking forward to it, and I hope everyone enjoyed our today's conversation and the topics. And again, if anyone has question or requirement in terms of topics, please feel free to DM us.
And add comments, please.
Yes. Okay. Then
I guess we can close. And so until next time, stay tuned.
Until next month.
I'm Han.
I'm Chino. We are no. Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.